Hello and welcome to second chapter in our course on data science, machine learning and artificial intelligence. Now here in next three lectures, that is this one and the two next lectures, we are going to talk about one very important topic, that is virtual environment. Now what is the need of virtual environment? Try to understand. For example, suppose I am working on Windows and this is my C drive. I click on it, C, then I click users. So it takes me to various users installed. Suppose my name is eCube, so eCube, and instead of this, it will be your name. Your name is suppose Bob, then it will be C users Bob or C users Nisha, whatever is your name. So this is called your home directory. Suppose you have decided that I want to build my all Jupyter notebooks for this whole entire course in this directory. For example, these are IPYNB files. So these are various Jupyter notebooks. Now, this is called base environment, and in which you have already installed Python. On Linux, Python is already installed by default. On Windows and Mac, sometimes you have to install Python, and we have seen the steps in the previous chapter. So somehow you can see that you have installed Python, but now what is the need of virtual environment? The need is explained here. The problem with this one environment only, this is your base environment, only this one environment, and if you try to do everything in this one environment, the problem is here. Certain projects will require NumPy 2.2.1, say, while certain projects will require NumPy 1.2.3. For example, many deep learning libraries, they actually are compatible only with quite older versions of NumPy. Just a few days, I was working for a client's project on named entity recognition and optical character recognition from the legal documents, and I had to incorporate CUDA and CUDNN, that is NVIDIA GPU libraries. Along with that, I have to incorporate various deep learning library, OCR, optical character recognition library, and the dependencies, that is the compatibility, was such complex that ultimately I went on downgrading NumPy from 2.2.1 to 2.0.3 and so on. Ultimately, it became all other libraries became compatible only with NumPy 1.2.3. So now when I try to install NumPy 1.2.3 in my base environment only, that is this environment where my Jupyter notebooks are there, the problem is that multiple NumPy versions cannot stay in one environment. So it will first uninstall this and it will install this by using pip install numpy equals 1.2.3. But the problem is, in some other project I may require this version of NumPy 2.2.1 only. Then those projects will stop working because I have now installed an older version of NumPy, this one. Okay, so what is the solution? The solution is creating separate folders for each project. Now that folder in sophisticated language we call virtual environment. So this is my base environment, this whole big rectangle, that is my base environment, but instead in which NumPy say 2.2.1 is installed and some of my projects are working. But when I start working on some other project which requires a different version than this NumPy 2.2.1, say it requires 2.2.3, so I don't install 2.2.3 in the base environment because otherwise this will be uninstalled and that will be installed, but then those projects which were working, they will stop working. So instead what I do is I create this color, say green colored, that is just to separate, but a new folder that is called a new virtual environment for that project, and in that you install NumPy 2.2.3. Now this NumPy and this NumPy in the base version both can coexist. This can also remain, and this is inside a separate virtual environment or folder. So it can, not only that, I can create as many such virtual environments as I want. So again, I want to work on a deep learning project, and as I said that I want to I need this older version, then I can create a new virtual environment in which I can install that. So this is the idea, or you can say top level idea about virtual environment. Now let us see how actually it is created by using command line in this actually Windows. Next two lectures, I will one by one take how these things are done in Ubuntu, and then how these things are done in Mac. And remember, once a virtual environment is created and once Jupyter Lab is installed, thereafter you have to do all your work inside that virtual environment and inside Jupyter Lab. So thereafter it does not make any difference whether you are working on Windows or whether you are working on Linux or whether you are working on this Mac. Everything will feel the same because Jupyter Labs, its user interface and everything will be same. It is a browser-based product. Okay, so let us start creating. So first I will open the command prompt. Here I have already created the shortcut. If you don't have shortcut, then here you can open this search or that magnifying lens like icon, and you can write cmd. So that is that command prompt, and your command prompt is open. So this is my command prompt. Okay, it shows C users E cube, and I just now showed you that C users E cube means what? That it is my base environment. Okay, now actually I want to create one such virtual environment, basic ds underscore pi 311 okay, basic ds underscore pi 311. So I already have that environment, and I have already recorded so many chapters. All 30 chapters of my course are ready, but that's why I want to show you everything from scratch. So I made renamed that folder temporarily and to basic ds pi 311 underscore old. So currently there is no folder named basic ds underscore pi 311, and we will first have to create that folder. So let us see on our command prompt. Okay, so very easy, and some Windows user are scared of command prompt, but this is the perhaps last time when we will need them for Windows. Okay, so please bear with me for this one lecture. So make dir, that is make directory. Folder means in more professional language it is called directory. Basic ds pi 311. There is no such directory at present, and you can see now such directory is created. Okay, this let me close, and basic ds pi 311 would be created somewhere in my this environment. So let me show you where is that. Yes, this one, because the old one I have clearly renamed underscore old. So this is, and currently the folder is empty. Okay, I just now created it. You can see its timing also, that it is just now created. So that is how it is. Now next command. So navigate to this directory, and our virtual environment directory will also be named same. So that is not necessary. You can give any name. In fact, most of the time we give it name just whenever, but I just want to make this as a custom. So let us create one directory. So this upper one, this one, that is your project directory which you have just now created. So if it is your deep learning project 1, then you can write here name deep learning project 1. If it is your computer vision project 2, then here you can write computer vision project 2. Here this is the directory for my entire basic ds course. So I am writing basic ds underscore pi 311. Name, I can choose any name. So I'm choosing the name which indicates clearly that it is using Python 3.11 version. So that by looking at the name itself, it becomes clear. Okay. So navigate to that directory. So cd and the name of the directory. Okay. So here is the command. I don't want to make any changes in the commands. That's why. So I have navigated inside. You can see here it was C users EQ. Here now it is C users EQ. Basic ds pi 311. Okay. Navigate. And now create virtual environment inside it, inside this directory. Okay, and how to create virtual environment? So this is the command for creating virtual environment. So not this one. Let me first copy this. What this command says, Python -m make whenever means virtual environment, env for environment, and this is the whole path where that environment will be created. So C user C cube basic ds pi 311, that much is already there. That is this one, this one. At present it is empty, but once the virtual environment will be created, inside it a new folder will be created. That will be the virtual environment folder. And I will show you also once this command executes. And I am keeping the name of the virtual environment also same as the name of the directory in which I am creating virtual environment. This is not compulsory, but it is better to follow some standard practice. So I am creating, this takes some time, because at that time it will fetch few things from the internet also, or if it will use the Python which is installed on your PC like that. Okay, and after some time you will get this prompt back. When you get that prompt back, I will show you that now your basic ds pi 311, that directory which was empty, this is empty at present, a new folder of same name will be created inside. I think I have not pressed enter. Okay, now new folder, you can see new folder is created, because it should not take this much time. And in that new folder, this is the virtual environment folder, this. So as I said, virtual environment is as such, in simple language, nothing but an isolated folder in which you can install your packages, and they will not mess with your basic environment. Basic environment is here, while virtual environment is inside this. Okay, so this is virtual environment. Okay, fine. Now what is the next step? See, I want to use Jupyter Lab inside this virtual environment. So that is why I have to first activate my virtual environment. How to activate virtual environment? So I will make cd, that is change directory to the environment and side scripts folder. Okay, So currently I am in which directory if I see, so I will have to first make cd basic ts underscore py 311. So this one was that project name directory, and this one is the virtual environment directory. So this one is the project name directory in which this is the virtual environment directory, and I'm trying to go into that. Okay, so going into that, now you can see that prompt has changed. This is the chevron symbol. Before that, whatever that is called prompt, I again make a cd. So cd, and this time I am at present where I am inside this basic ds py 311. Basic ds py 311 means I'm inside virtual environment. So I have to go to this scripts folder and then execute command. So cd scripts. Now let us see what is there in the scripts. So inside script, there is one such Windows PowerShell script or activate. Okay, Windows batch file activate. So that when executes, at that time my virtual environment will execute. So I have done cd 2 times, and ultimately I am inside this scripts folder. So I am here, and now I am executing the activate command, for which there is nothing in Windows. You just have to write activate. This is important. You should note that the whole prompt has changed. Here, there was nothing before the prompt. That means nothing means which environment, all these things are there. These are all in basic environment. But now that new environment which we created, that is seen as a prefix before the prompt. And this is my chevron. So now whatever I install here, say pip install or whatever, that will be installed not in the base environment, but that will be installed only inside this environment. Okay, only inside this environment, and therefore it will remain isolated from rest of the packages. Now you should understand that similarly, if I want to start another advanced ds py 311, then I can create another folder inside which advanced ds py 311 virtual environment, and I can cd to the scripts and I can activate it. So that advanced ds py 311 new virtual environment will be created, in which suppose I want to make advanced ds stands for deep learning and artificial intelligence course. So at that time I will install the libraries which are required for deep learning and artificial intelligence, right? Okay, fine. Now currently I am already inside my virtual environment, and as I said, whatever I install here, that will remain isolated. So what will you do once you are inside your virtual environment? Okay, here I have written that notice the change in the prompt, and that means you can see that this name of your virtual environment you must see as a prefix. Okay, then first thing is, this is not compulsory, but this is a good practice that you should upgrade pip. Okay, so I can do upgrade of that by this python -m pip install upgrade pip. So I am upgrading my pip, and it might take some time. So let me pause. No, it is not taking much time. You can see sometimes this helps. Otherwise, some silly errors will come. So as such, pip was already quite recent, 24.0, but when I upgraded it, then it has installed its latest version, 25.2, and that sometimes helps in avoiding some silly errors. Next, I do this thing, that is pip install Jupyter Lab, because in my virtual environment I want to install Jupyter Lab. Okay, so here I do copy and I do paste, pip install Jupyter Lab. This will take a lot of time, so let me show you. Okay, no problem if it takes time. Just go on looking, because Jupyter Lab requires so many other packages also, and you can see that many other packages, IPY kernel, Jinja, Jupyter Core, and so on, that will keep on getting installed. So it takes a time, but at least once you should see this, so that you can understand that Jupyter Lab is much more powerful than only notebook. That is Jupyter Notebook, which we installed by pip install notebook. But this is pip install Jupyter Lab. Okay, and Jupyter Lab has so many powerful features that we will be using that for most of our course. So many packages are getting installed. Let me pause this. I don't want to bore you further, and I will start it when everything is installed. Now you can see so many different packages were downloaded, and currently they are getting installed. You can see the list of the packages which come along with Jupyter Lab, and that is why I prefer not to install entire Anaconda, because that would be even much bigger. It is around 2.7 GB, while Jupyter Lab alone, that will be around just maybe 400, 500 MB. So you can see out of 93, 74 have been successfully installed. Okay. Once everything is installed, then you will get your prompt back. But you are at present in this scripts folder. This. So now you want to start working with your Jupyter notebook, but or Jupyter Lab. Jupyter Lab also ultimately opens Jupyter notebook only, but it has many more feature for modular coding and so many different things. So that's why we are preferring Jupyter Lab rather than simple notebook. But still, some more important thing is required. Since this is a virtual environment, I want to install. You can see I have done this thing. Pip install Jupyter Lab. Now I want to install IPY kernel. Pip install IPY kernel inside my this this virtual environment, that is basically as Pi 311. Most of the time it will already be installed, requirement already satisfied. Yes, that is the message. But still, it is better to do this. It depends upon the version. So then I install name of my user. These few steps are required because I want to use Jupyter Lab. These few steps make it easy to use Jupyter Lab in my kernel. How they make it, that is kernel means the new virtual environment. How they make it easy, that you will see. Now what you are doing here is Python-n IPY kernel. So inside your IPY kernel, install the user whose name is also basically as Pi 311. Now again here you can give any name, say Tejas Basic DS, or if your name is Raj, then Raj Basic DS or whatever. But let us follow one standard convention. So you please keep these only. And display name also you can write anything, but I am writing Basic DS Pi 311 same only. Okay. So whatever is the name of the virtual environment, I am keeping the name of the user also same, and the display name of the user also same. But you can keep all three different, but please currently keep this. Okay. Then I press enter. So this user will be added in my virtual environment. So install the kernel space. What is the meaning of this? That will become clear just now. Give me a few seconds. So now I want to start running my Jupyter Lab, but I want to start running Jupyter Lab where? Actually, I wanted that my all Jupyter notebooks for the course should be here. That is in the basic DS Pi 311 here. Okay, in this folder here somewhere. But instead of that, where am I at present? Then I am inside basic DS Pi 311, inside another basic DS Pi 311, inside scripts. So that means inside this virtual environment and inside that scripts. So I have to go up by 2 directory because I want to come here, right? So going up by directories is cd change directory dot dot. Dot dot is the symbol for one directory up. And then again cd, you can see when I do cd dot dot, that last scripts is removed. So that means now I have come out of scripts and I am in this, but that is still, I am still in my virtual environment directory. That is this. Okay, there I was inside scripts. Now I have come out of scripts, I am here, but I want all my Jupyter notebooks still one folder up. So that's why I am writing cd dot dot once again. Okay, and now I am inside C users eq basic ds Pi 311. That is here. You can see if I show you its path, then I am here. And now I start my Jupyter Lab. Okay, so here my Jupyter Lab will start. So this is how virtual environment is created, and in that virtual environment your Jupyter Lab starts. It will start in a browser, and currently there will be nothing because this folder is completely empty. I have not made even a single kernel. You will not see all these so many virtual environment also, but you can see how many virtual environments I have made. And these are just Windows. I work mostly on my Linux for my job work. So there will be at least 50 more virtual environments. So that is how it is. But where is our basic DS Pi 311? Then basic DS Pi 311 is this. This is the virtual environment we made just now. And as soon as you click on it, a new Jupyter notebook is created. Now whatever you do here and whatever packages you install on this command prompt, that is here, basic DS, when this is visible, that will be useful in your course. Okay, so this is what virtual environment is. And now you, if as I said, if you want to create another course, advanced DS Pi 311, then in C users eq create one more directory, advanced DS underscore Pi 311, and then inside which again create same named directory, advanced DS Pi 311, and inside you create your virtual environment. Steps are here. I will be providing this, or you can take a screenshot. I'm keeping it for a long time, and you can pause the video and take the screenshot of all the steps. Okay, let me ensure everything is included in the screenshot so that So you can take the screenshot of all steps from here, and these steps I will not be showing again and again, because you can understand that there is then how will we proceed further. So we will directly start working in our virtual environment which we have created. Okay, fine. So you can take the screenshot if you still want to. Hey, thank you. Now let us see. Let me close this. So close it, and this was my basic DS5311. Let me delete this, because that I just now created a virtual environment and a directory, inside directory a virtual environment folder, inside I installed Jupyter and everything. That was just for a demo. Okay, my basic DS5311 is already there, and so I should not keep this unnecessarily. So I am deleting this. You can see when you create virtual environment, so many different something is still open, and therefore it cannot delete what is open. Okay, some file remains open. I don't know which file or folder is open still. So that virtual environment directory I deleted, and it was around 210 MB. So one small issue with virtual environment is that each virtual environment which you create, that will occupy some space, but still there is no other way out of this. So you have to create this habit of creating virtual environments for every project, or at least every domain. Say one virtual environment for computer vision and its library, one virtual environment for deep learning in which you will install TensorFlow and PyTorch and Keras and other libraries, one virtual environment for maybe NLP in which you will install Spacey and say NLTK. Don't worry about what are all this, but that is how you can keep things separate. Now I am renaming this. I have already had my virtual environment. I had renamed it to old. Okay, so I am renaming it, and you can see actually how much I have already present in my folder basic DS 5311, and inside which this is the virtual environment folder. And if you see its size, that is I think that is also named old, so I should remove that old word, otherwise it will start throwing error. Yeah, so you can see its size. Virtual environment folder is now 1.49 4 GB, because I have 30 chapters and more than 600 pages of content inside it, and I have installed so many packages. That's why this is very big. Okay, fine. So many packages are installed. So this is my actual directory, and in which my course will be there. And if you have followed these steps verbatim, and I advise you to follow verbatim, then you will also get exactly same directory. The only thing is your directory will be totally empty, because you have not yet started working. But then I will go on supplying this data, and I will go on supplying this Jupyter notebooks, or you will go on creating Jupyter notebooks if you prefer to type every line of code. Then ultimately your directory will be filled completely by the end of chapter number 30. Okay, so this is what it is. Fine, thank you, and see you in the next lecture, where we will follow the same steps for Ubuntu. Okay, and here there is no need for others to attend that lecture. For the sake of revision they can attend, otherwise if you are going to use Windows only, then you can skip the next two lectures. One will be for Ubuntu and one will be for Mac. If you are going to use Ubuntu only, then still do this lecture for Windows. And because there I explain so many things. For Ubuntu I will go fast, Mac also I will go fast. So this first lecture you should attend, and then you avoid the lecture for the Mac, right? So you only attend that lecture which is for your operating system. Thanks, and see you in the next lecture.